Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope you are all fine. Today we are going to start a new chapter in class 10 Civics, that is chapter 7, Outcomes of Democracy. So this chapter is finally the last chapter of your textbook, and the next chapter, which is chapter 8, Challenges to Democracy, that CBSE has now deleted from the syllabus. That is good news for you all. So for this last chapter, it is, when we study this chapter after completion, for example, when I will be explaining, you may feel these all things you already know, okay? And after the completion of chapter, mostly what happens with the students is that, what was there in the chapter? Whatever we discuss, it seems like a philosophy, that democracy is this, it is that, a democracy should do this, it should give us this outcome in results. But, we don't get something like concrete in this chapter. It is like, that in whole class 9 you were being explained the features of any product, okay, and now in class 10's last chapter, Outcomes of Democracy, you are asked to review that, okay, that for example we just adopted democracy as a form of government, okay, and before adopting it we were knowing its features, okay, that democracy is elected by the people, it is the government of people, it is responsive, people have right to know, then there is transparency, there is, government ensures economic development, yes, that citizens take part in decision making and all, okay, then on the basis of these features we adopt democracy. But then what we experience after adopting it, this is what the chapter is all about, okay. Outcomes means what results we get from democracy. Okay, so let us get started. So there are various types of governments, such as monarchy, which is the rule of king or queen. You can have the best example, not absolute monarchy, okay, but constitutional monarchy in UK, है. Then dictatorship can be there, a rule by a single person or a group, but democracy is far better than them. Okay, we always say class 9 there was one separate chapter on this, what is democracy and why democracy. You have studied all possible reasons that why we should go for democracy and what is actually democracy, है. So here in this chapter we will be just going through those top points once again, that why we choose democracy, okay, why democracy is better. You have seen all these points already, that it promotes equality among the citizens of the country, doesn't it? Yes, it is, है. It promotes equality among the citizens. It gives all the citizens equal political rights, social rights, economic rights. Economic doesn't mean that, government will distribute wealth among all the citizens, but yes, it ensures that each and every citizen gets equal opportunity, right? Then it enhances the self-respect of citizens. जिसको हम बोलते हैं dignity of the citizens is maintained in democracy. Whatever your social status is, whatever your economic status is, does not matter. You all are the citizens of India, right? So in front of law, for the government, you all are same. Now whether it is prime minister, whether it is any industrialist, businessman, whether it is any celebrity or a worker or a common person, their all votes, they matter in the same way, right? They all have equal value. It is the best method to solve the political conflicts, or you can say that democracy provides solution to the conflicts or to the problems of the people, or it accommodates the diversity of the society, and it improves the quality of decision making. So here also we had a detailed discussion in class 9 that in democracy there are deliberations on decision making. So many people, they discuss, there are negotiations, then decisions are taken, so it creates delay. But delay के बाद the decision which we get, it is always of higher quality when we compare it with any other form of government, है. Then it allows to correct our own mistakes as well. All these are same points which we studied in class 9. So how we correct our mistakes? It provides us room for discussions. Room doesn't mean any concrete room. Room means it provides us the platform, okay, where we can discuss. There are public debates. Now recent public debate you can see, hotly debated issue in India right now is the farmers bill going on, right? So democracy provides us this platform where there can be such public debates when government has to rethink or re-evaluate their policies or their laws. Okay, and people can remind government, and if does not happen in next election, we don't choose the same representatives, right? So we correct our mistakes. If we choose wrong representatives, then we can correct it. During the next election, we don't vote for the same, right? So, and there can be many more points you can add on, obviously, that why democracy is the best form of government. Sorry, here we are discussing how it is better form of government. Okay, so you can also add on that it is people's own government. People choose their representatives. They are accountable to them. It is transparent form of government. It responds to the needs of citizens. All this, right? So you can add on here. So first, what we have discussed here. Here also question comes for 3 marks, children. That how democracy is better. If this question comes, there is nothing, not so much to explain. Okay, all these points are too simple. Class 9 वाले ही आपके points हैं सब. You can add to these points also. Okay, so for 3 marks, this question can come from here. That why democracy is better or how it is better. Okay, then comes now as the chapter is about the outcomes of democracy. So what are the different ways? How can we evaluate? For example, once you study, in whatever standard you are studying in, for example, you are studying in class 9, sorry, 10 right now. So after, studying for the whole year, CBSE or teachers, schools, they decide for plan for your examination. है ना? By that, what do? We get to know the outcome of that whole year study, है ना? The results. So what are the means of assessing that outcome? It is examination. We take your pen paper test, right? In the same way, democracy के outcome को हम कैसे assess कर सकते हैं? Now, democracy is not something like कि road पे जा रही है ना, उसको बुला के उसको बोलो write a test. We want to assess your outcome, right? So what are the different ways how we can assess the outcomes of democracy? Let us see. Now, people believe that in democracy, it shows dissatisfaction with the democracy in practice. In other words, we can say that democracy is good in words but not in its practice. Okay, class, for example, now here I would like you to underline in your textbook. Okay, I have even opened your textbook here. Yes, in your textbook, page number 2 only. Okay, here. Yes, if you are able to see here, I don't get the pen. Okay, this line, this last line of this above this cartoon figure or this photo, we face a dilemma. Democracy is seen to be good in principle but felt not to be so good in its practice. Now the same words are kept in the inverted commas. इन्हीं को कॉमर्स में रख के पूछ लेते हैं एक्सप्लेन द स्टेटमेंट, जस्टिफाई द स्टेटमेंट कि डेमोक्रेसी प्रिंसिपल्स में तो बहुत अच्छी है बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू प्रैक्टिस, व्हेन एक्चुअली वी प्रैक्टिस इट, वी लिव इन अ डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री, इट डजंट सीम सो गुड. ओके, वो जो प्रिंसिपल्स है वो हमें एक्चुअली रियलिटी में दिखते नहीं है. ओके, सो दिस डायलेमा इनवाइट्स अस टू थिंक अबाउट द आउटकम. ओके, सो नाउ वी विल बी सीइंग हाउ वी कैन असेस द आउटकम्स. And children, all those who are watching this video, I want to suggest to you all that these days, there is this session of studying from notes, or we always have those reference books and all. But you must not forget about your CBSE textbook. Okay, जो NCERT textbook आपको provide करती है, you must always read it. Okay, once or twice by heart, because whatever exam you will get, it will not be outside that book. Okay, yes, there can be types of questions. Okay, जिसको आपको reference books आपको help कर सकती हैं that how to answer that particular question. Okay, but you should not omit or you should not give up your NCERT textbook. Give it value and study it once or twice by heart the same chapter. Okay. Okay, so let us get back. So democracies, they have shown dissatisfaction when it is in practice. Okay, कि principles में तो बहुत अच्छी है but in practice it is not so good. So now let us discuss different democracies or democracies in the different countries didn't bring a similar achievement. For example, democratic countries have formal constitution. They have multiple political parties, है ना? They hold elections. They also guarantee the rights of citizens in common, but these countries differ in social situations, economic strength, and cultures. Now let us compare few countries here on the basis of constitution. Okay, so constitution in few countries you will see in class 9 you have seen the examples that constitutions keep changing. है ना, the rulers they change the constitution according to their convenience to increase their powers. है ना, and even in the if we see on the basis of political parties few countries है जैसे कि चाइना की अगर हम अगेन एग्जांपल ले लें तो वहाँ पे आप अपनी सेपरेट पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज नहीं बना सकते हो. यू हैव टू बी द एलीज विद कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी, राइट. बट इंडिया में तो ऐसा नहीं है. देयर कैन बी नंबर ऑफ पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज, राइट. अराउंड 700 पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज आर रजिस्टर्ड with the election commission in India and hold elections also everywhere in each country. The nature of elections you will not get the same. First, the regularity, that elections are not regular in few countries. Okay, then the tenure उसके कितने सालों के बाद होते हैं. For example, in India we have after 5 years. चाइना में अगर 6 years के बाद आए, कहीं आपको 4 years के बाद मिलेंगे, right? Then how the elections are, whether they are free or fair. Then citizens' right. Then okay, so there will be different ways they practice democracies, and उसी के basis पर उनके outcomes भी फिर different होंगे ना, right? So for example that let us take plants की अगर हम बात कर लें, किसी plant को आपने, because plants need sunlight to cook their food, right? तो एक plant को आप sunlight में रख दो, एक को आप inside indoors लेके आ जाओ. Okay, the flowering plant की अगर हम बात करें, because there are many indoor plants they survive indoors, है ना. So the plant you have kept inside, it will show you slow growth. Then the plant which is kept in the open sunlight, right? So depend करता है किस फीचर्स या फिर किस कंट्री में उस वहाँ की सोशल सोसाइटी कैसी है, वहाँ की गवर्नमेंट कैसे प्रैक्टिस कर रही है डेमोक्रेसी को, वहाँ का कल्चर क्या है, व्हाट इज द इकोनॉमी ऑफ दैट कंट्री. ओके, डिपेंड्स. पीपल think that democracy can solve all their problems, such as social, economic and political problems, but when our expectations are not met, we immediately start blaming democracy. And doesn't it happen? It might seem very something which we keep on hearing these days. कभी हम टीवी देख रहे होते तो बैठते हैं, अरे गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट एफिशिएंट, दिस डिसीजन वाज नॉट गॉट, डेमोक्रेसी जैसी फीलिंग नहीं आ रही है, it doesn't feel like we are living in a democratic country, right? So whenever any decision taken by the government doesn't suit us or we don't like that, so we feel that democracy is not a good form of government, or the type of democracy which we are practicing in our country, that is not good, right? So whenever our expectations are not met, what we expect from democracy, so when those expectations are not met, we start blaming that idea. Because हमारे that fantasy world में, when we think about democracy, we think that it has the solution to all our problems, है ना, कि चाहे वो सोशल प्रॉब्लम हो, घर की भी प्रॉब्लम डेमोक्रेसी सॉल्व कर दे. बट वी हैव टू कीप इन माइंड दैट कि डेमोक्रेसी इज जस्ट अ फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. ओके, इट कैन जस्ट गिव अस द, we need to understand that democracy is just a form of government. Making the use of it, it depends upon now citizens, that how they take the use of it. Okay, for example, if mama has cooked food, your favorite food mama has made, prepared, it is lying in front of you. Okay, so mama has done her duty to provide you that food. Now it depends on you that you take the initiative, pick up the spoon or whatever, take the bite and put it in your mouth, right? Or for example, you are going to a gym में चले गए, जिम में सब आपके पास equipment है, but till the time you don't start go on the treadmill या फिर whatever push-ups, whatever things are there, you don't use them, how how the things can be useful to you, है ना. तो डेमोक्रेसी में आपको ये ध्यान में रखना है कि डेमोक्रेसी इज जस्ट अ फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. ये कोई ऐसे नहीं है कि कोई डोरेमोन है जिसके पास अपनी हर एक प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन है. डेमोक्रेसी विल जस्ट प्रोवाइड यू द एटमोस्फियर. ओके, डेमोक्रेसी विल प्रोवाइड यू द मेथड्स. ओके, जहाँ पे आप अपने ये सब जो डेमोक्रेसी क्लेम करती है, प्रिंसिपल्स या राइट्स ऑफ सिटीजन, लिबर्टीज, वो प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू हैव द राइट टू मूव एनीवेयर इन द कंट्री, राइट. तो उसमें अगर इफ सम पर्सन इज नॉट लेटिंग यू और एनी इंस्टीट्यूशन कुछ भी किसी वजह से आप नहीं कर पा रहे, यू कैन क्लेम यूर राइट, है ना. You can directly go to the Supreme Court अगर आपके फंडामेंटल राइट्स की बात आ रही है तो, है ना. तो डेमोक्रेसी इसमें क्या कर सकती है, इंश्योर कर सकती है कि आपको मिले, बट टिल द टाइम यू विल नॉट लेट गवर्नमेंट नो, लेट द जुडिशरी नो कि आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम फेस हो रही है, हाउ दे विल बी हेल्पिंग यू, राइट. तो अभी इनिशिएटिव किसको लेना है, सिटीजन्स को लेना है, दैट जो हमें एटमोसफियर मिला है डेमोक्रेसी में, हाउ वी टेक द यूज ऑफ इट. डेमोक्रेसी में सिटीजन्स का जो रोल है, दैट इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, दैट सिटीजन्स शुड बी अवेयर एंड एक्टिव. Okay, that being the citizen of India, what they are capable of doing, what they can do according to the constitution, or what government cannot do, or what it can do. Okay, so we should be aware of all this. Otherwise बहुत सारे तो ऐसे स्कीम्स वगैरह ऑफ गवर्नमेंट होते हैं, बहुत सारे राइट्स होते हैं जो लोगों को पता ही नहीं होते हैं, राइट. they keep on suffering, they get that exploitation, they take on tolerating all that because they are not aware of their rights. So most important क्या है, that citizens are aware. Okay, so then democracy can be better. Okay, so this is about how we can evaluate the outcomes of democracy. Okay, so इसमें से कैसे क्वेश्चन आता है and how you need to attempt that. Okay, we will be discussing in the next video, and also from the next class we will be discussing starting with the outcomes, which is first is accountable, responsive and legitimate government. Okay, till then stay connected and go through these all notes and all, read from the textbook also, and see to it that what questions are made, what questions can come from these topics which we have done. For example, that how democracy is better form of government, and why we need to assess the outcomes of democracy. Okay, so that you can go through till then. So see you soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.